Hey guys. Hey. I just wanted to make a video right now. I was gonna get ready for bed, but then I was thinking about recent things I've said, some things I've been going through, and I just wanted to reflect on them to you, maybe help some people out. I have problems with self-image and what I think of myself, and I have had these for a really long time, and it's always like I'm never good enough for myself, and I'm just not pretty enough or not something enough. But lately I've been trying to get over it, and I never really express my feelings into the open, usually only to personal people, because I don't have very many friends, so I don't have very many people to open up to, and things like Instagram and Facebook. I don't want to open up and have people be like, oh, you're just trying to get attention, and like family members on Facebook being like, what's wrong, but I feel like if I opened up, it would probably help someone, so I'm doing it through a YouTube video. This may be long, I'm not sure, I'm just kind of freehanding it right now, but yeah, it's probably gonna be long. So, ever since I was little, I've had a problem with finding who I really am and where I fit in and what makes me me. I've never really thought that being yourself was just being the person who it is inside. I always thought that being yourself was finding some group that you fit into, like the preps, the jocks, if you're a guy, the jocks, the nerds, the glee club, things like that, and just like, I thought it was always like a clothes and all this crap and makeup and stuff like that. But recently I realized that who yourself is who you are when you're the happiest. Like, whatever makes you the happiest. Say if you like wearing a bunch of pink makeup, that makes you the happiest truly inside, then that's who you are. I've been through many stages. I've worn Hollister, I've worn Hot Topic stuff, Zoomies, PacSun, all that stuff, skater clothes. I used to try to keep up with trends. I used to be all fashionista and stuff when we were going through the trends, like floral print leggings and stuff recently. But I have known that there's been, like, I don't know, I like black. Black makes me happy for some reason. But be who you are inside. Whatever it is that you are inside, be that. I don't know how you find it. I found it by throughout the ages, since the beginning of time. No, but ever since like middle school and stuff, I was always interested in the scene. Ever since that started, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to be seen. And then I guess I was seen, but before scene came along, I was a prep. In 6th grade, I would always wear Hollister, and I always had my hair like right there and like bangs, side bangs, and never really wore makeup too dark. But yeah, I guess I was preppy, and then scene came along, and I was like, I got really interested in it. And I really liked how things looked, and it just really interested me. So I started like trying to tease my hair and wearing like checkered things and jean vests and all this stuff. And I tried to fit in, but I was really pretty much a poser because I wasn't being who I am really inside. But it interested me, and but what the problem was is I was looking onto others to see what I should do. and not looking into what I really like and like doing what I want. But 6th grade, 7th grade, 6th grade I got into the scene phase. I got interested in the scene phase. 7th grade, I guess I kind of was still into it. Like, I had one friend that was kind of scene, I guess you could call her. And I was really interested into, like, site models and all that stuff. Yeah, I was scene in 7th grade, yeah. I used to, when I got, hair extensions, ooh, that was, like, so scene. And, and I would always tease my hair up real big and, like, take pictures, like, and, like, all that crap. And, so 7th grade I was, like, into scene, and then I was just really confused on who I was and, like, what I was doing, so I'd go through, like, different phases, like, wearing Hollister again. I'd start, like, I thought, it's always been a self-image problem. It's always what I thought was the prettiest, like, I want to be that. Like, I saw a Hollister model, and I was like, wow, I need to start wearing Hollister. I saw a pretty girl in Hot Topic, or a pretty scene queen, and I was like, wow, I gotta do that. So I was kind of, like, torn between things, and I just didn't really know who I was inside. And it takes a really long time to know who you really are. I'm pretty sure I know who I am right now. Yeah. 'Cause you never know until you really get your priorities straight and know where you're going in life and doing what you want, really. I've always, no matter what genre of clothes I was wearing, I was always into, like, heavier music. Like, screamo music I used to be into, always. I would listen to other stuff too, like I do now, but heavier music was always just, like, what I was into. I dyed my hair pink in 10th grade, and oh my gosh, I fried my hair so bad. But I really wanted pink hair, so I didn't care. But I guess I was seen then, and I was just still trying to find who I was in 11th grade last year. Kind of started to find myself. I started just being who I was inside and not caring, really. I would never wear makeup to school, really. I never really went to school, really. Which isn't good. Go to school. I really mean it. It's really important. I know that now, because now I gotta deal with, like, a bunch of work and stuff, and now it's worse. But yeah, 11th grade was pretty easy. It kind of flew by because I was being who I was, even though I may not have looked the prettiest. I really didn't care because I was just having fun, like, with my friends and doing what I wanted and all that stuff. My senior year. In the beginning of this year, I kind of got out of the doing my own thing, and I wanted to search for a certain style that I really liked. So I was still listening to hardcore music, and I've always been into the Ladies of Metal. Ladies of Metal has been, like, such a big influence in my life. I think they have been, like, they're the prettiest girls I've ever seen. Like, not even Hollister models can top that. Never. Ever, ever, ever. Because people have such a bad image on darker things. Like, not everyone has a bad image of darker things, but older people, I guess, I don't know, but a lot of people have a bad image on dark things, and I have always been interested in those things and the darker side of life, and and I think the Ladies of Metal has taken that out for me and just showed me inside that I have proof to show you that there's beauty in the dark, and they're the epitome of beauty in the dark. Heavy music, no one's ever liked the music I was listening to, and no one ever really cared for it, and I was always into it, and I just put my music in, like Ymir in the morning, and just walked to school, and that was like what got me to school was music, really, walking to school. So I listened to music a lot of the day, never really paid attention, but I don't know if you're still watching this, but it's here in my heart, it's there, sorry. But yeah, Ladies of Metal was a big thing to me because I really looked up to them, and I really liked how they represented the hardcore scene and the bands and all that stuff. So Ladies of Metal really got me thinking about who I was inside and if I really cared about preppy stuff and like Tumblr girls and being that Tumblr girl and like being so skinny, being all skinny and like having the perfect body and all that crap. Because Ladies of Metal really doesn't care about body shape, body size. If you have tattoos, if you don't have tattoos, you can just be who you are, and they love you. If you're supporting the music scene, if you love music, music is your world, music is what gets you through the day, they love you, and I think that's beautiful. You could be preppy and be a Ladies of Metal. Like, if you love metal, Ladies of Metal. But yeah, you should check out the Ladies of Metal actually if you're watching still. Because for a moment of time, I kind of distanced away from all the heavy music because I was going through a part in my life where I didn't want Ymir singing about, but I was
about F you, you effing whore.
Whatever. Heavy music, I didn't want that really, and so I kind of drifted away from that. I forgot, totally brain farted right there. Okay. I kind of felt in my heart because I always go back to it. Like, it's been like such a strong part in my life that I've been attached to, and I heard a quote, I heard someone say that the style you usually come back to is the style you truly are. So I started listening to my music again, and I really felt more myself when I was listening to harder music and listening to metal and things like Ymir, Attila, and I just felt happiest. Like, when I got the Attila's new album, About That Life, for like the first 3 days that I got that thing, I was in my room shaking my butt off, and it was a lot of fun until it makes me want to party hard. Yeah. And also, I've always just really enjoyed going to shows and going to Extreme Thing, and that's Extreme Thing is so fun. I just always loved that stuff. Extreme Thing, Warped Tour, all that stuff, and I always felt the happiest and like myself there, like I fit in. Cause if I went to like someone who isn't so accepting, someone you have to dress all fancy and nice to, whatever, I would not feel like I fit in. I can dress up nice and stuff. I can dress up all pretty and nice and that stuff, but I really wouldn't feel like I was fitting in. I would feel like I had to calm down my words and not be able to be as open and outspoken, outgoing as I would be if I was like at Extreme Thing or Warped Tour or something like that. So I always feel myself more when I'm at those things and I'm listening to that music, and that just got me back into it. And I continued listening to harder music, and I was talking to people about what kind of music they liked, and I got introduced to a bunch of different artists and bands and stuff, and YouTube's a big thing for music searching. You see like the sidebars, see something interesting in the sidebars, and you click it, and that gets it cool. Yeah. but I started listening to harder music. I had a friend that listened to actual metal, like classic metal, and he was my boyfriend at the time. He would play the guitar, and I would. It was just like really nice. And with harder music like Attila and Emir and Abandon All Ships, Asking Alexandria, Bring Me the Horizon, whatever bands, hard bands with screaming and stuff, you don't have really amazing in-depth guitar solos and stuff that you just like feel personally. Personally, I don't feel that. You may feel that. You may feel that hardcore music is amazing. You may hate it. You may love metal. You may agree with me and whatever. I started listening to metal then. Me and that boyfriend were just friends. We were better off friends. Then I started listening to metal, and I really got into it. I started watching like real metal, like not like new metal. I started watching documentaries and stuff all about metal, and I started looking up genres of metal, and I listened to about 30 genres of metal and got to the conclusion that I really like hair metal and thrash metal, and I like gothic metal too. I like Iron Maiden, Metallica, Pantera, Apocalyptica, Black Sabbath. I really got into that, and I noticed how deep it was, how deep the music was, how amazing the guitar solos, and started listening to the lyrics and not just a bunch of screaming. There was screaming. It's darker, like Motorhead. He has like a raspy voice. It kind of sounds like screaming in a way, but there's definitely harder music in metal, like doom metal. Scary. But all that, and I felt myself again, like truly myself, when I started listening to real metal. I had such an appreciation for it, and I just loved everything about it when I started listening to it. And I started trying to talk to more people about it, like I started trying to talk to people about metal, and it's way too long. Well, I started talking to people about it, and I felt like I really got along with those people, and I felt that they were really accepting people. There's a lot of accepting people everywhere, but I feel like, personally, metal has a really accepting spot for me, personally. So I got into metal, and I felt like myself, and I started wearing black, and I started really liking it, and I started feeling truly like myself, like who my inner being is, calling out to me, wear black, you love black. And I started wearing like grungy things. I really like 90s grunge, where like tied up long maxi skirts and crop tops with big flannels tied around your waist and all that stuff, and just chunky shoes, just 90s. But I just felt like I looked most beautiful in those items of clothing, and I felt like I was really being myself. But the bad thing about that was that I wasn't really getting accepted as much anymore. Like my family, my family. I've never really had many friends, so friends didn't really say anything about it because I didn't really have friends. But it was family, like my mom. She wasn't really accepting of it, like me wearing black lipstick. She was like, ew. And I was like, oh, that really depressed me, because I was feeling who I was the most, and of course you shouldn't care what other people think. Like, okay, whatever. Like when it's someone else, some random person, like looking at you weird, it's like, haha, you're stupid for judging me. But when it's your family, it's a lot different because it's like, shouldn't you be the one that's most accepting of anything I do because you're my family member? But they should be the most accepting, and they weren't really, and that kind of depressed me, and I kind of just was like, whatever, I don't care. I feel like I'm the most beautiful right now, and I feel like myself, truly. And so I kept wearing my black makeup, doing my dark hair, and I cut my bangs straight across my face, and I loved them. I loved them. And my mom actually absolutely hated them, and a lot of people didn't like them, and I was like, whatever. I love them, so nothing else matters. After a while, my mom kind of gave in and started not really caring as much because she knew that I wasn't going to stop, because I had points to where I was growing up and I was finding myself, and she understood, I guess, but even though she does not like it, she still doesn't really like me wearing black lipstick and stuff, but she kind of looks away. She doesn't really look at me, so it's whatever. I'm the one that has to look in the mirror at the end of every day. Beginning of every day, I'm the one that has to see my face constantly. I'm the one that has to be in my body, so I want to feel comfortable in my own body, so I'm going to do what my body feels like, my mind feels like my body is doing the best of. So I am now me, and I really don't care, and I think that you should listen, I guess. If you're probably still not watching, I don't even have YouTube video viewers, whatever, but I feel like everyone should just be themselves. Like, if you're 12, you're probably still going through some things. I'm old enough to know right from wrong, and what my future is going to be, and what I'm going to be doing in the future, and how my looks are going to affect my future, so I'm not going to do a bunch of crazy things and all that stuff, because I have a plan, and I'm going to fulfill that plan. When you're 12, you're definitely still going through phases, and if your mom is telling you, like, don't pierce your face, then don't pierce your face, because you're not going to have that forever, and because you're 12, you have so much more to go. Your brain's still developing. You don't know what you want to be yet. You may think you do, but you really don't, honestly. And all these things, like, ooh, girls, ooh, this is going to be a topic that I'm going to talk about. Girls wearing these skanky booty clothes. Like, seriously, stop. Like, that is so gross. You look disgusting. You look like a little hooker. Stop. Seriously. When you're 18, you can do that? I don't even do that. I've never dressed skanky. This is probably my skankiest age. Like, I wear crop tops and high-waisted shorts. That's probably my skankiest age right now. And I kind of refrain from wearing my high-waisted shorts because I have a really big butt, so my butt kind of hangs out, and I'm like, ew, I don't want people looking at my butt. That's gross. Because guys are gross, and they're nasty. I'm not going to say everyone all want sex, but when they see something sexy, they like it. So, and they want to, yeah. But, yeah, stop being so hookery and find yourself. Like, be a kid, love it while you can, and just do good in school. And I'm getting A's and B's right now. I have 3 B's and 3 A's. So do good in school because it really is important, and just be yourself, and don't care about whatever anyone else thinks, because they're not you, and they're not in your body, and they don't have to look at you every single day. So they have to worry about what they are doing and what their life is coming to, because they're not you, and there's nothing they can do about it. It's what you want. So I guess I have to edit all this now. See you later, alligator. So I just edited all that, and it took a really long time. Like, this 2:35 a.m. right now. But I hope someone watches it. Hope it helps someone. And I hope you find who you are. Good night.